Hey y'all, we have got a little bit of a craft action going today and I think you're going to like it. Easy peasy, you cannot mess up. Except I probably can because I can mess up anything. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to go from this, it's a piece of paper, plain piece of paper, to this. Now all we are going to be working on is this French script. We are not going to be doing a decoupage today. I'll show you later how to decoupage on canvas, but can you see that French script on there? I love it, and so I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We are going to do what I call faux vellum, and I have fallen in love with it. It is one of my favorite things and just makes such a beautiful, just such a beautiful finish. And what we're going to need, we're going to start out, what I did is I went online, and I don't use Google, I use Bing. That's the one that's on my my computer. You can use Google, whatever search engine you use, and search for printable French script or printable French music notes, just whatever, words, French music pages, things like that, if you're wanting something kind of fancy. And so when you search that, you'll be able to pull something up. I found the one that I liked, and I saved it off in Word, so now I can print it out anytime I want. So here we go. I printed it. As you can see, unless you're French, you're not going to be able to read it. I'm not French, but I bet it says, okay, starting up here at the top, I think it says, if you are not a subscriber to 60 something style, please hit the subscribe button below and click on the little bell so you'll be notified of every time that a new video is up. Also, please give me a thumbs up and hit the like thing and leave a comment. That's what it says. It took me forever to get that thing translated, but that's what it says. So, all right, what we're going to do, first thing is we are going to start the process. I think I started telling you what we're going to need before I acted silly and read that thing, but you're going to need a page of French script. You are going to need a little bitty brush and a little container of water. That's all this is water. And you're going to need baby oil. And I have a brush that I have designated for baby oil. You can use your finger. You don't have to use a brush. A container for your baby oil. And I use some dark wax. You know, I love this stuff. It's the Kiehl's dark wax. And what I do, I like it for aging, for antiquing. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to move you down. I will be explaining what I'm doing as I go along, and let's get after it. Okay, the first thing that we are going to do, we are going to take this French script. Now remember again, it's just on plain copy paper, just whatever comes out of your printer. And now I'm going to take my water, I'm going to take my little brush, and I don't want to just cut this. It would look, I think, it would look too contrived. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come around it with the water, and this will make sense to you in a minute. You've probably all seen it done. if you watch any decoupage channels. And I'm just kind of pulling it around. I don't care what the edges look like. I just want to get them wet. If you try to tear this paper without, let me turn you over this way a little bit. If you try to tear this paper without wetting it, and let it sit for a minute, let that water kind of soak through. So now we're going to come here, let me pull it back here so you can see what I'm doing. It's only going to tear where you have wet it. So we are going to just go all the way around it very quickly. Nothing hard about this, nothing time consuming about it. Now let's just, I always like to, ooh, I didn't wet that bottom enough. I always like to keep my finger on the part that's not going to tear, just to ensure that it doesn't rip where it shouldn't. Okay, so let's get this done. Okay, now it's going to take a couple of minutes. Okay, so we've got this. Let's rip that last little piece off. It is going to take a couple of minutes for this to dry. So let's just do this. It's going to be, well, it's not going to take a couple of minutes. It's going to take a couple of seconds. Okay, I'm going to pause you for 1 second. I forgot to grab something. Okay, I keep my baby oil in just a little container. To me, it's a little easier to work out of than to work out of that bottle. Okay, so I'm using a little styrofoam plate. You can use anything you want. We're going to put this little piece of paper in here. Now we're going to open this up. Let's see here. So I've got my baby oil, brush. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start saturating this paper with it. And let's see if you can see what's already happening. I don't know if you can tell on here how it's changing the color of it, but you want to completely, totally saturate it. Now, my printer is a laser printer. I don't know if you have an inkjet. I don't know if it is going to smear the ink on that, but I would definitely make sure it's good and dry, and then try it. Just try it. There's no way to know. Now, see, you can see the difference in the paper that I've already saturated in the baby oil and the part that I've not touched. Okay, so let's pull this up here, and we are going to saturate the rest of it. Easy peasy. Easy, easy, easy. Okay, and I want to make sure every bit of it is saturated, so I'm going to turn it over. Okay, and let's work on the back side, make sure it's all saturated. You're going to start seeing a different texture to your paper. Right now, it's kind of hard to tell what's going to happen, but if nothing else, if you make a mess with this, you're going to smell good like baby oil. I think I need to grab some, some paper towels, because now I've saturated this. And I need to, see, it doesn't take much baby oil at all. Didn't take hardly any. I've still got a bunch in there. Okay. Let me grab a couple of paper towels. If you'll excuse me, I'll be right back. I just grabbed the whole roll. So here we go. Let me get a little bit off of my fingers. Okay, so now I'm doing this on newspaper because I don't particularly want to get it all over my countertop, all over my butcher block top. my little brush while I'm letting that set for a minute. I'm going to clean my little brush here, get some of the oil out of it. No big deal. That's why I've designated this brush, and like I said, I wrote on it that it is strictly for baby oil, so I don't have to worry about it messing up any of my paint or anything like that. Okay, so we are ready now. What we're going to do is we're going to take this piece of paper and we're going to move our container, whatever you use, and we're going to lay this on a paper towel. Now, excuse me, we want to start blotting off the baby oil. There is a buttload of baby oil on here, and we want to start taking it off. We are completely, fully saturated with baby oil, so now let's turn it over, get the other side. We want to just get as much of the oil off as we can. We've got it, like I said, it's all saturated. Now we've got the feel of vellum. You can see my hand through it very easily. Look at that. But it doesn't look old yet. Now you could use it just like this. And I did find that the, actually I did not use, I did not use the Mod Podge on the canvas that I did. I used a method where you melt it on there with, saran wrap, which we'll be doing that. We're going to make a canvas like this. I'm going to show you exactly what I did. Speaking of the little canvas, I got this little 5x7 canvas at Dollar Tree for $1. So I'm pretty excited about that. And probably in my recent videos you may have seen this. I've just got it sitting on a little easel, just sitting. I think it's really cute. It didn't cost anything to make, so when I get tired of it, I'll put it in a garage sale for $10 or do something with it. But anyway, let's get back to this. Okay, if you want, okay, see, here is the front side and here's the back side. It is so thin, so see-through. It doesn't break. Whoop, I guess it does a little bit, but it feels very much like plastic. And it is basically a faux vellum. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, you could use it just like this. If that's what you'd like to do, and you want a decoupage, or you want to put it on a canvas, or you want to, whatever you want to do with it, you can just stop right here and you're done. Let it get good and dry. What I prefer is to now take this. It's not completely dry, and that's okay. I can still work with it, so it's going to be hard. Let me put it on another piece of paper here so you can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, so now I've got it on another piece of paper. I'm going to take my dark wax. Now I'm just going to start, making it look old, which is very simple. I'm going to use my finger because I don't care if I get stuff on me. And we don't want it real heavy to start. But on the edges, I kind of come in on the edges and then just rub it around. And see how you get that dark look on your edges. See, it's already starting to get that old look. And the edges are looking a little bit burnt. So we're going to keep going. Oh, here's a good look. I grabbed it with my thumb that had some wax on it. It's got a big thumbprint on it. To me, this is the fun part of it. Just doing the aging, just any way that you want to do it. You could smear it around like if it's gotten dirty through the years. See how it's looking now? And I go all the way around it just to make sure. And that one little tear, that looks pretty cool where I did, in fact, actually tear it. And when you put the wax on there, it looks like it's been torn for many, many years. So I am just working it around, all the way around it, just to get that old look. And then one little thing I like to do, and you don't have to do it the exact same all the way around. You can just, some parts maybe not do as heavy, some parts you can do heavier. Any way you want to do it, it's yours. Like I say, you don't even have to do this aging if you don't want to. I personally like it. I think it's such a pretty look. But I like to get wax on both of my fingers like this. Fingers and thumbs, and then I'm going to pick it up and read it. Oh goodness, and that, look at that. Got some thumbprints on there from picking it up and reading it, as if somebody with dirty hands had picked it up to read it. You just keep doing this however you want it done. Then you're going to put it aside, just let it sit for a day or two and let it completely cure out, and you have got the prettiest piece of, looks like parchment, looks like vellum parchment. I hope y'all enjoyed this, and if you have any questions about it or didn't understand maybe something I was doing, just leave a comment below and I'll get back with you and maybe explain it a little better if you had a problem with it. And one thing I would like to say, and I am so sorry y'all, I filmed this or not filmed, that's old-fashioned, I shot this in my kitchen and it's a mess behind me. My husband's TV's going. Please forgive me. I'm so sorry. But, you know, you get what you get with me. And so I hope that all of y'all have a great day. And I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.